All right. Oh, that was George on the phone. We're live.
Scrambling.
We are
Scrambling once again.
No, no what? We're just trying a few different things. Again, just for the audience, can you hear me now? You shouldn't be able to hear me now. If that worked, can I just get a thumbs up in the live chat to know that? Yeah, well, Jules can hear me. Can I just get a thumbs up in the live chat? If the audio worked when I was here, but not here.
We are, us three are Carlton Football Club.
Yeah, it worked.
We still can't
at least
get it right.
Carlton get it right from the start though. If it's for half of Woody.
Nah, hey, you know what? George reckons sounds good. I've got thumbs up in the comments. I'll tell you what the difference is between us and Carlton. When we're under pressure, we don't crumble.
Yep. Let's get into it.
We're not getting quite into it.
to be fair, Paul and I were pretty calm.
We had nearly half a crowd in that moment.
You guys, he walked in 10 minutes ago. He's probably as early as you've been for a long time. You walked in 2 minutes ago.
2 minutes ago to shambles.
Anyway. Welcome, everyone, to episode 175 of the Almost Blues Brothers podcast, part of the Blue Broad Media Network, empowered in 2026 by Mavros Studios. Jules, you might have to come this way a little bit because it just looks like you're sitting all over there. Powered by Mavros Studios here in Preston.
Remember that team photo of Ashley Cole at Roma?
Jules, hey, he's in a bit of a weird mood today. I came in, he's watching Instagram reels and shit like that.
He was happy when I saw him. I like it. I like this, Jules.
Powered by Mavros Studios, 84 Hotham Street in Preston. Hit up George. He might even be in the live chat tonight, so if he is, George, give us a shout. But if you need anything for your podcasting, let George know. And partnered with
Armstrong St Foodstore in Middle Park. Terry, Nick, Stace, Gloria, go and see them. They've got plenty to say about, especially after Thursday night. Go and have a chat to them. Go and order the omelette. I had an omelette, changed it up. Normally get my Persian eggs there. Got the omelette. She comes over to me. She goes, "What do you want in there?" I go, "You do it for me. Put what you want."
Oh, hey. There's not much different there.
When I mean,
you do it for me. How many times have you heard that from Ted?
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome back.
Can I continue?
It's been 4 weeks. Where you been?
Listen, if people weren't mentioning me saying the show was boring as fuck, I'd probably stay off it.
Well, I've got the opposite here. Dean Macbeth in the chat. Joe nailed it solo on his own 2 weeks ago. Dump these other two goons. So basically, you can go if you want.
It's a confidence booster for you.
That's a big confidence booster. Jules, good to see you.
Good, man. What's going on?
I'm all right.
You're not sick anymore.
Oh, still a little bit. I'm better.
I feel like this afternoon I was getting sick. I had like a headache. Felt maybe I was just tired. I don't know how to sleep this afternoon. But anyway, Dan, where have you been?
I went away. I actually went on a holiday. And you guys always tell me, "Oh, you should go on a holiday. You should have a break." I go on a break, and then I get hammered for not going on the podcast.
Go on a break when the podcast isn't on.
In and amongst that,
What do you
I
mean?
can't. How can I do that?
Yeah. Right.
In amongst that, moved house, which is good. That's all done. Can't look at paint anymore. Sick of painting. And yeah, so it's a lot better being settled now. And yeah, back in.
Gavin Whelan said Dan decided to show this week. So does that mean you're officially launching the Patreon?
Yeah. It's this week.
Still got pain in his hands from 2 weeks ago.
No,
he does.
I did today. I did the ceiling today after I played golf. I did what's it called? Strathmore
Scramble.
Yeah, Strathmore
Golf
Soccer Club.
But where did you play?
Mount Derrimut.
Oh, Derrimut.
Yeah, we hit 18 pars
As a team.
as a team.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good, eh?
Pretty good. Did you
Yeah.
win?
I don't know. I left.
Oh, you still don't know?
They did a lunch. Listen to this. They did a lunch after. So you paid like your money for obviously the golf, and then I had so much to do. I just left. So I don't know whether we won or not. But I know I got a ceiling done, so that was fine.
The house is in good nick.
Yeah.
We need to come past.
You haven't even seen it.
it?
Have you seen Jules? No, you haven't seen Jules. Hasn't seen it either.
Yeah, we need to come past. Apparently, your mic's cutting off, Jules, which is nothing new. I might connect up the other mic for you, the portable one.
Jules, what are you up to?
And as Jules speaks, can we just get a sound check on Jules?
What did I do? Yesterday, had everyone around. Actually, you know what? I went to South Melbourne Market early in the morning yesterday. I've been a few times, but more like rapid, like in and out. This time around, sort of just like enjoyed it.
Stroll.
Yeah, like enjoyed it. It was good. Then family came around, cooked a paella for everyone. That was nice. That was basically my day. And I was looking after Elena last night because Len went out. So,
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was good.
You survived.
It's happened a few times, but that's all right.
Did you? Apparently, South Melbourne Market, they do these prawns. Have you heard, Joe? They do these prawns.
I don't know, but I think there's like a few places where they have like oysters that you just
like
go
all
straight
fresh.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this. Come and say it.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Just anyway, there's people there and they just demolish a lot of seafood. Huh? It's cutting in and out. Just give me yours. You don't need it.
Anyway, Dan, how about you just start the show?
You got, hey, some bloke, listen, all right, you want a little confidence booster, Joe? Because you're not on here? I had a little glimmer of the comments. Somewhat it goes, imagine Dan doing the podcast solo for the comedy. How good's that? Yep. Do you know what?
There's two other people.
Yeah, do you know what? Or Jules, you can't either?
I can't speak.
Really?
Can
So it's
they
just
hear
me.
me at all or not?
Well, why don't I do my not happy Dan? How's this for rolling with
Joe's
it?
mate, Mike.
No, I'll roll with my not happy Dan now.
Yeah, then I can
Not happy Dan. Can I do it, Joe?
go. Do it.
Yeah.
You're running the show right.
Today. Well, it links into me the day that I had. So
Give us some thumbs up if you can hear me now.
George is calling us live. I got George calling us live on
do
air.
the not happy
George, should we
Dan.
get?
Do
I'm
the
gonna
not
get
happy
George
Dan
live
thing.
on air. Watch this.
Joe.
You're on the mic. So go.
Give us some thumbs up if you can hear me. We can hear Jules. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah,
But,
can you hear me now?
but with that mic or the other mic? Speak into that one.
Can you hear me?
Disable the StreamYard settings to anything audio, but you just keep that backup.
We'll just keep.
Just everyone
We'll keep
talk.
the backup.
I'll just talk out of both.
You know what? I'm gonna hit the intro sting, and then either Jules is gonna use that mic or that mic, and we're gonna start talking about the game because. Thanks, George. All right. Jules, he's going to start speaking into that. No, the other one.
Can you hear me?
And then in the chat, you're going to let us know if you can hear Jules. If you can't, we're going to bin that one. We're going to use the black mic. Boys, I watched the replay.
I would
What
not have
the
wasted.
hell?
He
No,
told
you
me today, and I said,
watched the
"Why are you
replay.
wasting your time?"
Because I wanted to make sure that what I saw was correct and validate a few things. So
Your eyes don't lie,
give,
Joe.
I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to give my opinion after you guys have given your opinion on the game as a whole. Whoever wants to start, go for it.
Oh, look, it's a tale of two halves again. People think it's only this season. It happened last season multiple times. I think our ball movement is better. See it for what it was against Sydney as well as against Richmond. You can definitely see it. But in saying that, Richmond got on top of the contested possessions again, quarter three, and midfield wasn't be able to rectify it, and then we couldn't move the ball. So without actually, if we don't get our contested game going, our outside game isn't there, essentially. And that's the problem. It's a massive issue because we can't continue to rely on our inside midfielders or our clearance game, our contested game, to continue to win football games. It's not the modern game. In fact, it's probably going more so against it now with the way the game is being played this season. And with obviously the rule changes as well. The game, it's fast, it's furious, it's the game's changed completely compared to what it was 3, 4, 5 years ago. You look at the Melbournes, look at the Port Adelaides, you look at us. You got to be able to move the football, and we can't. And when Richmond were able to have the ball within their half, I think they had in the second half. I think they had the ball inside their half 65% of the time. It basically lived in there, and we can't get it out, and that's a massive issue.
Dan?
We left the stadium feeling like we're losers.
Yeah.
That's the first time I remember
Go and
leaving
process
the
that.
ground like that. After
Go
a
and
win.
process
I
that. We
agree.
left the stadium feeling as though we lost the game. I saw Richmond supporters around me happier than what we were.
Yeah, of course you would have been there. You know?
It was actually, it had to be single-handedly probably the worst game I've actually ever watched.
Of football.
Yeah,
it's one
I'm
of the
talking about
worst.
both teams.
It's one of the worst.
That was single-handedly the worst game I've ever seen.
I think it's a bad game. Don't get me wrong. I think it looks worse because of where we think we are
And where they are.
and where they are.
For sure.
So it looks worse, but I have no doubt in my mind there were worse games that we were a part of.
in the past, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Like 10
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah,
it
I
was
agree.
bad. Yeah.
It's still not as bad as that.
The only thing Jules,
correct.
Jules,
But in context,
Yeah, of course.
It was
of course.
bad.
I
that
agree.
wasn't football, what we watched.
no, I agree.
The only thing that made that enticing to watch was how close the score was.
I wasn't even enticing for me.
But no, I'm saying for a
wasn't-
viewer, yeah,
As a neutral,
as a neutral.
I got some feedback from mates that it was a good game to watch as a neutral because it was close.
Because it was
Genuinely.
close, yeah,
Yeah,
because of
but-
the margin,
Yeah.
correct. But not
It was
because
close all
of the actual
game.
It
football.
wasn't for
Nah,
football
but from
yeah.
a results perspective and the way that the game played out, as a neutral, apparently it was good to watch.
So can I tell you my
I watched
opinion?
I could tell you something. I watched the replay today. It wasn't a good fucking
No, it
watch.
wasn't.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
I don't know who you spoke to,
No.
fucking idiots.
No.
I'll tell you right now, that was a shit game of football, okay? The only thing that made it interesting was the fact that it was close. For us, we look at it and go, we're nowhere near it because of the opposition we played. That's why I'm looking at it. The other thing is, with what Jules has said about the ball movement or the speed of the game because of the rules and everything you mentioned, I'm trying to work out, are we
Why?
shit?
Nah.
No, is it because we lack confidence, or we don't have the players to be able to move the ball consistently? Because it's two things, Jules and Joe. You move the ball like that, you've got to be prepared to defend when you turn it over, because it's a risky game
Of course it is.
when you're playing like that. We can't defend. Do you know why we did well when we're playing more of a stoppage? And I know we're moving away from that regardless, because you can even see that Voss in his press, he was pleased with
The way the-
passages.
yeah,
the
the way
way
we
we
played.
went about it.
Yeah.
The issue is when we played more of a contested stoppage game, we were able to set up. Yeah? We're able to set up every time there was a stoppage. Okay? When we're moving the ball like that, and I've got Cooper Lord missing the target and it going inside the corridor,
Ollie
Hollands, you can name it. It will happen all game. And we're missing targets. See you later.
Yeah, I agree.
It's coast to coast.
Goes back the other way. And it's not even, to
And
be
I'm not
honest,
talking about the back six. I'm talking about as a collective.
as a team.
I don't know whether we
Yeah,
have
but
the defensive
other
profile
teams-
to now cope with that style of football.
I think it's coached. I honestly think it's coached.
Yeah, but
whether
I'm
you
saying,
can or not.
I need an answer because I can't keep watching this shit.
I think it's not just one thing though.
So-
there's multiple facets to the
Are
game.
the players good enough, Jules? Just tell me this. Are the players good enough to execute that game of football? If no, don't play it. I don't give a fuck where the game's going. Listen, I don't care where the game's going. I don't care what other teams do. Are our players good enough to play that brand of football? Yes or no? Put your hand up or whatever. Answer the question.
my answer to that is yes, and I'll tell you why.
Go.
And my answer to
I think we can
coaching,
play.
and my answer to coaching is it's not a coaching problem either.
What I'm saying about coaching is in terms of making sure that the players are psychologically prepared to play
and
like that in the second half. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about structure.
I'll touch on that. I want to touch on that after I say this bit because it'll be a good segue into what George Hewitt said after the game, right? And I'll get your thoughts on this. For me, the players are capable. We went in at halftime, 63 points for, 36 points against. We conceded 36 points and a half of football playing this way that they want to play. There was overlap run. There were handball chains. We were winning the contested possession count. Everything was going our way, and we were executing. If you watch the first half back, and the first half in isolation only, we played good football. Plain and simple. They played good football. You watch the first half against Sydney last week, they played good football. Against the side in Sydney last week that just belted the Premiers. Wait. I understand.
The games aren't won in 2 quarters.
But this is my point. Wait. This is my point. So if they can prove it for a half, then they're capable.
The only difference
they're capable to execute, to your question. For me, the players are capable to execute
Joe,
on both ends.
The only difference is what you're saying is both of the first halves in both of those games were both times winning the contested possessions.
I agree.
And we were able to get it from inside to outside, inside
Exactly.
forward 50.
We still won
Both
contested possession in the second half against Richmond.
Yeah, we did.
You know,
I
but
saw
in
that,
third
yeah.
quarter, it was plus 10 to them.
In the third quarter, yes, but we got it back on
and
our
in
terms.
Sydney,
No, it was plus 13 in the third bloke. It was plus
Richmond.
plus 13.
Whatever
But you
it
can
was.
look at this on the
And
flip
then
side,
in
though.
Sydney,
So hold on, wait. Look at
and in
this.
Sydney, it doesn't matter what you say.
No, but it does.
It doesn't.
Because look at the other team.
It doesn't.
They lost. Sydney lost the
second
contested.
Second half against Richmond, it was 65% of
In
the
the-
game
in
was
the-
in our
in their
half.
forward half. I
We
understand.
could not get the ball from D50, our D50, inside our forward 50. The ball movement from the back six or the back. I'm not going to say back six because it doesn't not just
not
on
just
them.
them. I agree.
It's not on them.
It's midfielders too.
But we can't move the ball from one end of the ground to the other when we lose the contested possessions and the clearances and so on.
So
that is the
this
issue.
the flip side, all right? Because there's an opposition team out there. When they lose the contested possessions against us, they can't move the football, right? So it's still two sides you got to look at. Once
I don't care.
But
we
you should.
If we want to win football games,
we need to win contested possession.
as well as we need to be able to move the ball from one end to the
But
other
I
when
think-
we're not.
but I
And
think-
that's the issue.
But I think
other
for me,
teams
other teams can't move the football from one end to the other when we're winning contested possession. We can't move the ball from one end to the other when they're winning
Joe,
contested
they
possession.
can do it for longer. They do it
This is
for
what
longer.
I'm saying.
Sydney,
Richmond kicked 36 points and a half
for
of footy.
example, they were moving the ball.
Sydney
from
kicked
end to
18
end.
points, 18 points and a half of footy against us. My point is, they are capable of playing the way that they want to play. They can't do it for 4 quarters. Back to your original point, why can't they do it for 4 quarters? You're alluding to the fact that Voss should be able to get this out of them. I disagree. There was a quote after the game from George Hewitt, okay? They asked him, in terms of your second half fade outs, what's the problem? This is on ABC Sport, right? What's the problem?
So there's a clip.
Is it fitness? Is it a fitness issue? Are you guys struggling to run our games? His quote, it's not fitness. It's in between the ears, and we've got to work it out.
Yeah, but what he says doesn't mean that it's just solely on that, though.
For sure.
And that's
I
the
understand,
thing.
but if you're
it's
taking comments on
psyche, but for them, it's coaching, okay, as well as it's probably a physical factor too. Because I don't know about you,
They look
but
flat.
they looked out on their feet in the second half in patches. That's without a doubt.
our
I'm not-
players.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw
They
players
look
on their
flat,
knees. Yeah, I
Mate,
agree.
yeah.
they were
Hands on
gone.
knees.
And I'm talking third quarter. I'm not even talking the fourth quarter. I'm not saying that they're unfit or whatever. Whatever it is, maybe they're playing, hard first quarter, first half, first, second quarters, and then they're out on their feet a little bit in third and fourth quarter. I don't know, but in some patches, that's what it looked like to me. They looked out on their feet. I think it's multifaceted. It's not just one thing. It's impossible to be only one
Like I
thing.
said to you before, how is this consistently a problem for this group over how many years now?
Yeah, I think this year's a little bit different though, Paysan, only because the multiple changes off field,
Player-wise.
staffing,
Staff, yeah.
coaching staff, even on field, obviously in terms of player personnel. I think it's different. So I think you need to give it a bit of time. It's not going to be just all in one off
agree with
season,
that.
and it's going to fix itself either. We've had a few different players leave. Charlie, TDK, JSOS, different personnel, different players. It'll take time to adapt too. And I'm not saying
can you
what we're doing is wrong.
You know how you watch the replay? What were Richmond's entries like compared to ours?
To be honest, can I tell you the biggest difference?
No, I want to talk.
Yeah,
Just answer my
can I tell
question
you the
in
biggest
second
difference?
half.
So where they scored from,
I want to know their entries.
where they scored from in the second half, a lot of it was 15 meters outside, 15 meters closer to goal.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are actually from an angle.
Wide. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I tell you the difference? with Richmond, what they did to get themselves back in the game that we didn't do, the way they used Tom Lynch, that's where I look at it and go, that was a coaching decision by Uze that trumped Voss. And it's something that, for me, Voss needs to start looking at. We use Mackay so far up the wing all the time as an outlet kick, right? Sure. But when you've got Hudson O'Keefe and Mark Pitnet in the team and Brodie Kemp, back 3 of the 4 in. You don't need all 4 there. Keep Harry deep. Richmond, if you watch the replay, they kept Lynch so fucking deep in that second half, and they isolated Lewis Young on him, one-on-one. So they stretched the field. When there was a turnover, eyes were straight to the 5th bloke. He had 9 shots at goal. They were targeting Lynch all half, right? Deliberately.
I think the difference, though, in terms of the way we looked at it in the first half compared to the second half, though, Paysan, is the first half, it was a lot of handball chains and so on. So it looked good. It actually didn't really matter who was deep, who was not. Where the second half, we weren't even looking to do handball chains.
No, that's right.
It was just long down the line.
That's right.
So then you
but
sort of had to have Harry
I'm more
there.
talking from a Richmond perspective, from Dan's question of what did Richmond do differently going forward. For me, that was the biggest difference. They
They
isolated
moved the ball better.
Well, but I think it looked like they were moving the ball better because they had a really, really isolated plan of attack. Keep Lynch deep, keep him goal side on Lewis Young. When we get the turnover, he goes towards the goal square and we kick it. And keep Lewis Young accountable. It happened 4 times.
Yeah.
Four
It's only
times.
enabled
4 times in the second half alone. He kicked 2 goals, 7, right?
Yeah.
So clearly, from a coaching perspective for Richmond, that was the biggest difference that I saw going forward.
It's enabled by the ball movement, though.
Their ball movement was better. Their ball movement was absolutely better. This is where I go back to. For me, we did it in the first half. I'm hearing now from players, from coaches, we need to do it for longer. Fucking do it for longer.
100%.
You're proving to everyone you can do it for a half of football. Do it for 4 quarters. Simple. You do that for 4 quarters, we'll beat most teams. I watched 5 games of football this weekend. 5. Most I've watched in a long time because I wanted to see where we sit. The biggest difference between the way we play and the way that everyone else plays at the moment. There's 4 teams that I've seen that don't play 4 quarters of football. 5 now. West Coast, Essendon, Richmond, Port Adelaide, and us.
There'd be more, no?
Of the games that I watched, 5 teams that
GWS
consider
did not play 4 quarters.
They did last week though, and they won. So they're 1-1, right? That's the difference. And they played 4 quarters last week. So, and Brisbane, you give them a mulligan. They're the premiers. That you can say whatever you want. Geelong still won a game, and they came from, but they came from the clouds.
Came from nowhere.
No, they came from. Geelong didn't necessarily not play.
They came from nowhere.
I didn't watch
Geelong.
that game, but I was watching the scores tick over. They were still
I
within
watched
3
I
goals.
watched that game.
Geelong. They were within 3 goals.
No, they weren't. They were down by
5 goals, man.
They were down by like 36.
Yeah.
Early?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
in like the second half.
But I still think over 3 quarters they chipped away because
They won.
yeah. The biggest difference is, sorry, when I say playing 4 quarters, I mean like a Jekyll and Hyde. Our first half is so good, our second half is so fucking terrible. There's no other team in the comp that does it. If we do what we do in first halves for
We're bipolar.
3 quarters, we are. If we do it for 3 quarters, game's dead. In the third quarter against Richmond, all we had to do, we had 2 shots at goal early in the third. Put both of those scoring shots away,
And your
the
arm's
game
length.
is fucking dead.
That's what we thought
You can
against
do
Sydney.
this. Nah, but it would have been 40-something points against Richmond, not 22 against Sydney.
Yeah.
Different opposition too. Anyway, for me, unless they can start to work out how they're going to implement this for longer and execute for longer,
I think
that's the biggest difference. That's why it's so
but,
frustrating.
Joe, I think the frustration lies for a lot of people is, as Jules said before, we played Richmond. What if it was better opposition?
Well, we saw what happened against Sydney.
That's right.
Well, we should've lost-
Well,
lost against
what if
Richmond.
Tom Lynch kicks?
we should have
should've
lost
lost-
against
we should've
Richmond.
lost.
What if Tom
Exactly.
Lynch kicks 7-2 instead
That's
of
right.
2-7?
Then what are you saying?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Then are you saying is it just mental?
No, which is why which is why I think we were all frustrated leaving after a win, and why everyone was genuinely depressed. I looked at people in the crowd as we were leaving.
It
No
was
one had a
cooked.
smile on their face. No one. In the comments, let me know if you were happy after that win. If you went to the game, and you were up and about. We all wanted to go home in 3/4 time. We all looked at each other and went,
I
"I
was
don't
about
care
to
what the
leave.
result is here. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous."
You'll telling me let's leave.
I was about to leave. I was tapping Jules. I go, let's go. I go, please come with me. He goes, will you drop me off at home? I go, yeah, let's just go.
There was another comment made by Cripper after the game.
I'm off him a little bit, to be honest.
I'm not off him, but I thought this was interesting. The comment, I'll paraphrase because I don't know the direct quote, but the comment was he had an interview with Blues Radio after the game at SEN, Andy Maher.
Oh,
and
I've
Peter
listened to
Martin.
this.
Comment?
Yeah.
At the end of the interview, he goes, listen, I just want to say to all the Carlton supporters, just stick with us. It's going to be it might be a rough year at times, right? But we'll get through. Before I give my opinion on this, what did you both think of a comment like that after a win? And this early in the season?
You know, we're destined for nothing.
Jules?
No confidence. No confidence in the group.
Zero
no
confidence
in themselves.
And it's not even, you know what the thing is, though, as well? Like, I don't want that fake sense of confidence either.
I agree.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't want to, sell the world to me.
Yeah.
But you can honestly say, like, you know, that performance wasn't good enough in the second half. We need to make sure we rectify it. This is how we're actually going to go about doing it. Whatever it is. It doesn't make us overly confident, though, does it?
No, not at all. I think clearly out of the club, what we've been hearing is they want to, and pre-season they said, Voss and Crips and Weeders said this a lot, and even Walsh, that we want to, it sounds like internally they want to remember to celebrate the wins because we weren't doing that last year. It felt like there was a lot of pressure even when things weren't quite going right. I kind of get that. Like, you want to change the way that you're approaching things week to week. If you're always negative, it's probably going to feed into more negativity, right? It's probably that mindset.
Depends on the group.
It's probably that mindset. Now, I'm with you, though.
Probably on this group, though.
On this group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might
You
be,
need to celebrate.
But I'm saying,
I agree.
I'm saying to him that it depends on the group on how they deal with negative feedback and how they don't.
Which is why I think we saw what we saw from them post-game, where Voss was a bit more upbeat.
I don't think it
Crips
matters if
trying
you're
to be upbeat.
Jagger or Dean, though.
No, it doesn't.
Or Reedy, or
I think,
know what I mean, or Chesser, or
on this point though, I'm all for them celebrating that win. I'm all for them standing up and going, it was great to get the 4 points, but we've got some things to work on. It's great to get the win, but the second half was still a concern. Just give us that, and then I'll sit back and go, fuck, all right, they get
a bit
it.
of transparency,
like, and there's an understanding that they get. That there's things to still, like, there's, you can't expect that to be the standard every week and win.
They'd have to know that.
I hope they do, because
there's no way they went home like that night and think, oh, you know what, I'm going to have a good dream tonight.
I'm starting to think they know it. I'm starting to think they know it, right? But they don't want to say it. And they're trying to manufacture this fake positivity that you're talking about. That's how it felt after the game. The positivity felt fake.
Yeah, I mean, there's a psychological...
Do you agree?
For sure.
There's psychology obviously behind it in terms of being that positive, etc. I mean, we'll see if it obviously works or not. Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, we feel we're getting we feel we know the playing group, but we essentially don't know how they are.
No, we're just speculating.
Of course. And the thing is that with this playing group and with performances like that, when is enough enough? When is it? Do we have to lose again to Do we lose to Melbourne?
Well, I think we are in big trouble against
when's
our
enough
next two
enough?
opponents after watching them today. Both of them. I'm telling you, we're in massive trouble.
So you said at the start of the season you want us to make the 8.
No, I said wild card. 10th.
Wild card.
Yeah.
Do you think that's their expectation?
I don't think they have an expectation.
That's a problem.
You don't think they have an expectation? Yeah, I agree with that. I'm starting to agree with that.
I think that's a problem too.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going with this.
I think it's true. I think that's 100% true.
They don't have an expectation of what they want in the season, and that's a fundamental
And I think
problem with the whole club.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I think they've done that on purpose because of the amount of change. So I understand it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do.
It's not right.
Though. So they still need to have an objective based on what they have. So, for example, the club should come to Voss, coaching staff. All right, what is reasonable? What's reasonable?
Yeah,
yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because if he doesn't reach a certain requirement, and surely Voss knows, he's gone.
Like, from where we
And
sit...
to be fair, to be honest with you, it's looking not very
it's not.
well
right.
for it,
It's not.
to be honest.
Not at all.
Exactly.
No. I think at the moment, based on just a small sample size of 2 weeks into the season, and being able to rank us against the other teams that I've watched for the first couple of weeks, we're a bottom 6 side.
Oh, I would say
bottom 4
I-
side,
yeah.
not bottom
Yeah.
6.
And
We're
that's-
bottom
that's the
4.
thing.
I don't think
And-
bottom 4 would be guaranteed, but I think
be real.
we're bottom 6 guaranteed
Joe,
at the moment, is what I'm
be
saying.
real.
We're no better than
You're going
than
off a
bottom
sample
six.
I reckon
size of
North
2
are better than
games.
us.
After today, North
what I
looked better.
said, yeah.
I actually think Melbourne
Melbourne looked better than
probably
us.
better than us. I know they've only played one game, but they look
They're our
better.
next two opponents.
When
Yeah.
push,
So
when-
we're going to see where we're at, right?
Yeah.
Like, and this is like those are two teams that
And the other thing
preseason
is, for
the
me-
experts and everyone were looking at
And-
going, they could be bottom 4 again.
I think
bottom
the other
6.
thing is, I wouldn't have been surprised if North were better than us. But looking at Melbourne,
Yeah, that's right. They shouldn't be.
like they should not be.
I agree. LS with a couple of donations in the chat. $10 first up. Thank you, mate. One aspect that never gets mentioned in the shit is the shit leadership on field. There's no talk and there's no strong voice out there to keep the players focused. If you can't fix that, you're going nowhere. And a $5 donation as well. Crips stood there and watched a teammate get drilled for holding the ball with no warning at all. That's terrible from your captain. Be better. It's as simple as that. I mean,
we
yeah,
haven't even gone to that. We haven't even gone into that. I'm waiting for that
What?
type of stuff.
Like the on-field leadership.
there were a couple. There was actually another thing I saw on the
For me,
replay
it's pretty
from.
poor.
There was one where well, Lewis Young did go in for Dean when they pushed him into the
Yeah,
post.
to the post.
The Young went in for him.
Yeah, which was great.
Good to see.
Good to
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they are right. Like that doesn't happen enough.
I saw another incident with Harry Dean and Lynch
But it's
even
only-
earlier than that. Hold on, Jules. Even earlier than that, right? Where Harry Dean went back at Lynch. So Lynch was chirping at him. Dean grabbed him, right? Cripps came in the middle and told Dean, leave it be. Like, it's right, young fella. Leave it alone. And I looked at that on the replay. I think it was in the first quarter. And I'm just thinking, get him with him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And I'm not here to potshot Cripps. I'm not. I'm not off him. You're not off him either.
I'm not
I
off
know
him.
you're not. It was off the
But
cuff
you know
comment.
what?
But
I'd rather a
The actual-
premiership than 2 Brownlows.
I agree. I think he does. I think he would too. I think he's.
But you're not going to get it if you're playing like that, though.
But the way he's carrying himself at the moment, I think the three of us said it on Thursday.
I've definitely
Up
said
here, he needs to lock
No,
in.
he doesn't look like the races.
Yeah, he
and
needs
I don't
to
know
lock
whether
in.
the game's moving past him because of how quick it is.
he can definitely still
agree.
impact.
I
He
agree,
can
Jules.
definitely still
I
impact.
think so, but with what we've seen, look how he looks nowhere.
It's
He's
the way
behind
you
the
use him,
pace.
though. It's the way we use him. Even like, for example, Jagger, for example, he had like 15 touches. We looked when he was getting the ball. How
Looked
lively
good.
did we
Yeah,
look?
of course.
And then after quarter time,
He wasn't
We got
getting
the ball in his hands. What, another 15 times?
Yeah.
So what? 5 a quarter. That's not good enough because
Yeah.
if you want to be able to move the ball, he needs to get it. I think Ainsworth only had like 8 touches or 9 touches. Haywood as well.
Like they won't
those
be getting,
players.
they won't be getting the footy if you go coast to coast.
What do you mean?
Crips won't be getting on the footy. Jagger won't be getting on the footy. You have to create a stoppage game.
Nah, I disagree.
Nah.
You have
Those
to.
players,
How are they going to
nah.
get on the
Jagger
footy,
in
man?
particular,
Nah.
disagree.
Nah.
How's Cripps?
Jagger, can I tell you
Nah.
something?
Unless you rest him
Ainsworth
forward.
and stuff.
Can I
nah.
tell you something? The first half, Jagger was the
link. He was the link,
I know.
man.
the reason that we were able to go coast
Yeah,
to
but
coast.
he was in the like you're saying we're winning the contested ball. Yeah, he was in and
I agree.
under.
I agree.
No,
he
but
was,
he
but
was
he was doing
he
everything.
was the guy.
I agree.
He was the guy getting under and
Nah,
extracting. and then
how many
pushing.
link ups?
Of
When it
course.
came, there were 3 in the first quarter alone. Pov, there
It
were
was forward to
3
centre.
three-
Forward to centre.
3 handball chains from the back half that Jagger was streaming through for handball receives.
And
So,
he-
so where's Cripps involved in that?
Cripps is the one giving the handball. He gave the handball. Walsh is the one giving the handball to Jags.
Yeah.
Hewitt was
What
the
I'm
one
saying
that
is-
was there, received, bang, straight to Jagger.
These
1-2.
movers, Haywood, Ainsworth, Jagger, there's probably a few others. They need to be, even Ollie Hollins, like that running ability, he should be getting the ball, handballing, getting it back,
Gain meterage.
gaining meters, hitting something like Harry Long inside forward 50, 1-on-1. Where he's not using, they're not using their ability.
Their individual abilities,
Yeah,
you mean?
their individual's ability. Yeah, correct. Their
Yeah.
individual ability in the right manner. Jagger did, but he was only able to. I reckon he was a bit gassed.
So why do you think
So
that
he's
is?
missed the year. Of
Jules,
footy.
why do you think that is? Why do you think they're not able to
I don't know if.
purely flourish? Is it
I-
still too early? The group needs
I-
to gel.
Can I ask you a question? How many training sessions? And you can ask, because I'm sure many people in the chat would have gone to see Carlton train pre-season. Yeah, and you know I'm a big believer on this. There were times when in pre-season Carlton would do, for example, basically defenders would get the ball and they need to try and move it through basically the offense, like D50 and so on.
Like
Yeah.
defenders versus attackers.
Yeah, like defenders versus
Yeah.
attackers. Not once when I was there did I see, and I didn't go to all of them. I think I only went to 2. Out of them.
Oh, hold on. You need to come maybe a little bit closer, Jules.
I only went to 2 out of them. I want to see patterns of play without pressure in training. The way in which you move the ball, the way in which you hit the corridor, whatever it is. Acting like as if you're trying to
realistic.
You're trying to get off your player.
Pace.
Yeah, with like that. Yeah. Then you do it with the attackers versus defenders. In like a match sim type scenario.
I agree.
I didn't see that because I don't see many patterns. That's what I'm saying. I don't see it.
So
because there's got to be patterns where there's certain players are on the end of a certain kick to be the last receiver to get the ball inside forward 50 because I want those players on the ball.
I agree with. Yeah.
I don't see it. That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't think some of the players know where to position themselves in those patterns to be able to receive the ball.
And I think that's...
And you can say the AFL footballers, they should know.
No,
it's trained.
Yeah,
because if you have a look at Pep Guardiola and Manchester City, he's on them.
Yeah.
If they're not in a certain position, he tells them.
I think...
Yeah, you got to train it.
And
definitely.
I think, again, if we go back to I'm trying to stay consistent with what we said pre-season about expectations. What I've said was, I know that it's going to take time.
All I'm saying is it looks too free flow for me.
Yeah.
Even in the first half. It's on instinct.
Nah, you know what?
There needs to be some form of
There are
structure behind
3
it.
handball chains in the first quarter alone that are burned in my mind after watching the replay today. It didn't look free-flowing. It looked like they knew, like it was on instinct because they knew someone was going to be there.
I'm talking from D50.
No, it was from D50. 3 handball chain links from D50 and inside 50. That gave us 3 scoring shots in the first quarter. So, for me, if I'm staying consistent to what I expected from pre-season, I think one pre-season to implement this where it looks like all the time how Hawthorn move the footy and it's intentional, how Collingwood move the footy, Crows, how these teams do it and it's intentional. I think it's just going to take a block of games in season for that to come about. I could be wrong. I might not see it by round 10. I'm assuming by round 10, it's going to be more ingrained if they stick to it. Because we are seeing bits and pieces. But we have not played this game, this style of football, ever. This group has never done this. Never. Not under Bolton, not under Teague, not under Voss. For 10 years, we have not tried to play this type of football. It's there. I saw it on the replay. It's there. They are trying. They're not doing it for long enough, and they're not executing, to your point, intentionally enough for long enough. So at times it does look like it's a little bit free-flowing, and it looks like that they're not in the position they need to be. I'm hoping that by 10 weeks in, it looks a lot more intentional. That's all I can hope for at the moment. If we get here and we do episode 185, 183, remind me, and we're still not seeing that, I'll sit back and go, they are not capable. Whether it's coaching or players, they're not capable to execute this system. Yeah. I will sit back after 10 weeks and go, fuck it.
Well, like I said to you at the start of the podcast, I'm asking myself that question.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to ask at the moment. I'm not making my mind up yet. But I think the question needs to be asked, whether or not they can.
Definitely.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
All right, in terms of...
you mentioned, sorry, I know we'll move on, but you named Hawthorn, you named Collingwood, you named Adelaide.
Mm-hmm. Collingwood I shouldn't have named because they were fucking dog shit last night. But Adelaide
in particular. Shit, yeah. But they still came back from a what margin?
The Pies in the last quarter. Yeah,
they got it back to like... It's
like 5 goals. They brought it back to a couple. Yeah.
They still lost, 3 goals, whatever it was.
2 or 3 goals, yeah.
I'm also asking the question, and this goes along with the mental toughness side of things. Are we actually tough enough?
No.
My point.
I had a chat
Are we tough enough? Because you talk about Hawthorn that you want to emulate them. You talk about Adelaide. You talk about all these teams that move the footy. Unbelievable. But they're also tough as nails.
I had a chat
tough as nails.
I had a chat to Tez about this on the fan cams, right? It's like what Tez said was, and it made sense when he said it. It's like they are of a mindset that they know what's about to happen. Does that make sense? In the second half. Second half, I'm sorry, it's not just coincidence anymore. This is a fucking pattern. Go look at our plus minus for first halves versus second halves over the last 26 games. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So it's a pattern, right? This is a pattern of behaviour where going into a second half, it's like they are anticipating that they know what's going to happen, that they're going to fall apart. And they don't have that psyche, that mental fortitude to go, fuck that. we're not falling into that trap again. So I agree with you. They're not mentally tough. So how do they unlock that? Because if that's the difference, if that's
What
the
Jules
biggest
said,
difference,
What Jules said.
It comes back
You
down
have to
to
coach
process
it.
it.
You have to coach. You have to
process it.
have
When-
tactically.
When
Tactically, you need
Voss
to,
says
yeah.
post game in his press conference, I just asked the boys to fight. No.
No, exactly.
It's no. You go back to the processes because this is what we're actually. Don't worry about the result. In a way, our process is this is the way we want to play football. This is how we play.
Well, yeah.
From there, that's what. That's because whatever happens, if we win, it's because it's based on our processes. That the fact that we're actually going to get the result and get the win.
Like, what
That's
moves
it
are
comes
you
down to.
making? What moves are you making from a coaching perspective to nullify that? Because it's happened way too long now.
well, what would you looking at the second half?
I
What
would've
should have been
gone-
done differently?
So I'll talk about both games. So Sydney,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting 6 goals, 7 goals kicked on you in a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I would make it a scrap. I'd go man on man and I'd make it as contested as you possibly can.
Mm.
Put an extra man on the fucking every stoppage. Who cares?
Yeah.
Last
I agree.
week, I would.
If we did that,
I wouldn't have waited 6-7 goals though.
No, but I'm saying like,
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, why have we had to concede X amount?
So-
Now this week,
can I say something on that against Sydney?
Yeah.
We actually did that. We had 10 players around the footy at stoppage in the second half, and they got out the back.
we didn't go man on man, bloke. That fuck plays free everywhere.
But you're
Are
saying
you
throw,
joking?
you're saying throw as many players around the
Yeah,
stoppage.
but I'm using the stoppage as an example. But
Alright,
I'd say
you're-
go man on man.
You're saying just play man on man.
man on man.
Okay.
Where are these changes happening
Yeah.
to nullify this? And it's from a tactical perspective.
You could even throw 18 players behind the footy, knowing that you just need to stem momentum.
Exactly. Why? We don't
Just
see
kill the
these.
game for 5 minutes, start getting the ball again, and just hold possession until you get it back on your terms. Do you agree?
The game was moving. The Richmond game was moving like this.
It was
at
like
one
ping pong.
stage. No one actually got their foot on it and just stopped, and we just kept possession.
I watched the Melbourne St Kilda game.
And you know what that involves? Work fucking hard off the ball to create another option, so you can do that.
so watching
Most teams allow you a kick.
They do,
Most
especially
teams.
in your back half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
they do. They do.
Especially in your back half.
I think the way that footy's being played, we have to continue this way because every team is doing. All 18 teams at the moment are doing this. Maybe
Yeah, but
except
when
for,
it's not
maybe
going
except
your
for
way,
West
it
Coast.
has to be coached. You can't just wait for it to click mentally.
The difference is.
How can you wait for that?
Well, that's the biggest difference is the mental side of it for us. That's it. That's all I see at the moment.
You have to have an element of coaching to get you out of it, bloke.
Yeah, no, I
There
agree.
has to
No,
be.
but I'm saying for other teams, they don't have this mental lapse like we do for as long as we do. So they can afford to play this for 4 quarters. I agree with you. Got to do something different. I would love for us, and I know some people would say it's too defensive, it's too negative, throw 18 players behind the football when a team gets on a 3-goal run against us. At the next centre bounce, if a team's on a 4-goal run, don't have anyone attend the centre stoppage, sit them on the back of the square, and just get the fucking ball back in possession. Seriously, if you're getting belted. And then hold it.
666 bloke.
No, but you can still be inside the square. Remember when Dacos set up last?
right.
Yeah. Just put them all behind. Put them behind the footy. And go, we'll concede this clearance, right? But we're going to get the ball back. We're going to control it from here. Something like that. I don't care. But you've got to stop momentum at some point. We are so lucky Richmond didn't capitalise on Thursday. Otherwise, we'd be sitting here and this podcast would be even worse and even more negative than
Now
what
we're
we've been.
asking questions. There would be no asking of questions.
Nah.
It'll be,
Nah.
we're just straight shit.
We've got 220 people watching tonight. If you haven't, like and subscribe. Helps the channel out. And also, if you haven't already, join the Patreon. $2.99 a month. We've got a few members.
Mate,
From
you know what? There should be some players not playing as well.
hold on, Jules.
Of course, we're going to
Hold on. We'll get to that after this. If you haven't already,
Fogarty.
if you can,
Oh.
$2.99 a month. Join the Patreon. The link is in the video description. From next week, we are going to be giving exclusive content to Patreon members. We're going to do the preview for Patreon members from next week. So we're going to do a 55-minute live show like we always do the review, and then we're going to switch to a pre-record for the preview. So that if you are on Patreon, you'll get something that something a little bit extra. We've never really done previews properly on this show. We're going to give it a little bit extra. And because Patreon is like private, right? We can talk about whatever we want, right? It's not out there. It's not public. So Jules, go nuts. Anyway, hit the link in the description. Which
You're
players?
saying I won't get into trouble.
I don't think so. I don't believe so.
Lockie Fogarty.
Oh, mate, there's a few. Start wherever you want. Start
Talk
wherever you
about
want.
Fog
Fog.
first.
I'm sorry.
Can I just
said it
preface
last
this?
week.
Can I preface this by saying, if we're going to say which players shouldn't be playing, just give a description as to why. Let's not just pot shot him. Give a real,
No.
yeah, but give a description as to why you think.
Non-existent.
Because it's non-existent. Like, you can't be a pressure forward, not put on a substantial amount of pressure, number one, and you still got to be able to hit the scoreboard. Kicked what, one?
No, didn't kick one. He
Oh, he
missed that
missed
one
it.
from 15
Yeah, he
metres out.
missed
That
it.
would have probably iced the game at that point.
Yeah, he missed it. Far out.
He's been non-existent for too long, though.
And-
That's the problem.
Yeah, correct.
It's not just this game.
Yeah,
because
or last game. It's
no.
been like a few seasons almost.
So I
He's
think
been
with-
non-existent for way too long. And in a game like that, where it's so close, and you're seen as non-existent, that's a problem. Do you know what I mean? That's a problem as well. If you go missing in a game so close like that, sorry.
My thing is, if you're a pressure forward, you're not bringing that. Because I think last week he didn't lay a tackle. Mm-hmm. Against Sydney, he didn't lay a tackle. Yeah. I don't know where he was this week.
I'll get him up.
But
Did he lay
you
something?
can check. But to be honest with you, I don't care because 2 games in a row, didn't score.
Especially when you got
Three
Burn,
tackles.
especially when you got
tackles.
Burn waiting on the
And
wings.
for me, I don't care. I'm sorry. If Burn isn't playing, okay, he needs to play. He needs to play.
Well, he's got...
And it would have been a good game to come into
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
against Richmond at
I
the
think
G.
for Fogg, unfortunately, his game suited when we were stoppage and defensive focused. He's a defensive mind. Well, not a defensive, because that brings up tackling and all that. He's more of a negating forward, right? He plays that like a bit of like a negative forward role, which made sense when we're playing the way that we're playing 2 or 3 years ago. In a fast-flowing game where you need like pressure,
He gets lost.
constant like speed, pace on the ball, everything, he just doesn't fit. He doesn't
I
fit the
want-
system.
I want
At the moment, he's not.
Faison, I want players who can use the football,
I agree.
who have a bit of footy IQ, who can hit the scoreboard inside forward 50.
Speaking,
Nick Watson.
Who gives? Yeah,
yeah, like Nick
And that-
Watson. Yeah,
correct.
Nick
And that's
Give me
what
one of
Burn
them.
is.
Give me one of them.
And that's I'm not saying what
Don't know
Burn
if we've seen it
is,
yet with Burn, but
he
I agree.
can
No,
provide
Jules is
that
saying his
spark.
potential.
Give him, yeah,
The potential.
give him a look.
Yes or no?
I agree.
He can hit
I think-
targets inside forward 50. He can hit the scoreboard.
Frankie Evans-
He's quick.
He's
I think
lively,
Fogg-
He's
real lively.
lively.
I think Fogg's
playing.
probably been a little bit lucky with Evans being sidelined. I think we'll get that from Evans. We saw that late last year. His ball use going inside 50 was very good.
I think you need to play both.
I just don't know how you fit them all now in the forward line.
What's Elijah been doing?
Well, okay. Next one.
Yes or no?
So how much longer are you giving Elijah to turn it around? Because he needs a block of games to be able to fit back into the AFL system.
1 more week. Maybe.
I'd give him 2 more. I'd give him 4 games.
Generous.
For me,
See, that's the
Yeah.
thing that annoys
You know?
me.
For
You
certain
can't
players,
change-
no.
you
For certain
Joe,
players, you need
can't
4
make,
weeks.
you
Performing.
can't make 5-6 changes, yeah. But for me, there's a few changes I would make.
So what are you doing? You're changing
instantly.
every week based on if you play good or not.
Yeah, I sort of am. Depending on until I find that best 22 that fit the mold of what I want to achieve.
Who?
Yeah, I am.
Out of the players on Thursday night, who's like, you know what, you definitely cannot be playing.
Be playing?
You can't be playing.
Fogg.
Fog?
Young?
Fogg's
Young.
there. Young's probably there. Or well, yeah. I
Not
mean,
probably.
Young
is Joe.
Yeah.
in our-
Compared to what you have coming in.
9 scoring
that's
shots
right.
against
Dirks,
him.
Dirk-
Dirksen should be
9
playing.
scoring got shots against him. Yes.
Look
I
at the
think-
team. Look at
Yeah.
our list as an entirety. Just Young, Fogg.
Yeah.
No.
But again,
Burn,
we're naming players that I think are lucky to be playing based on availability at the moment. You got Newmans and Haynes coming back in, right? So
Yeah, but you
Young's-
had Dirksen being able to play. You've had Burn being able to play.
I agree with that.
So
I agree
they
with
should be
that.
playing.
They probably-
And those players there have missed an opportunity to play the last 2 games.
I agree with that.
Because we've played those
agree with
players.
that.
Like if it
That's
was
the
me,
issue.
if it was me after that Richmond game, I'd be having massive question marks under both Ollie and Elijah.
Ollie
Both
for
of them,
me.
correct.
No, both.
Both. Yeah, I agree.
And but I
Not
think,
wait
agree.
1 week. Ollie Holland's been in the system now. How
agree.
long? How many games has he played?
agree.
And he's dishing up that shit.
this is his 4th
Come
season.
on, man.
It's his 4th season, and for Ollie Hollands now, he's
He
been,
needs to redefine his role.
do you know what the
He
thing
needs
is?
to
Why-
redefine his role within our best 22
Why-
and what we're trying to do. Because otherwise, he's another one that's going to get binned.
Ollie.
Ollie.
Why is he playing on the wing 1 week and then the next week
Halfback.
playing halfback?
He's not a halfback.
He's definitely not a
I said
halfback.
this for a
He
year.
can't play halfback.
Come
All
on,
of last year, I said he's not a halfback. He cannot use the football.
I think
Keep him
once
ball.
That's another thing that I'm
Territory.
upset about in terms of coaching. That we just keep flipping like we're flipping players.
Yeah, that's the
that
problem.
can't play
But
Agree.
multiple
do you
positions
think?
at once.
Do you think?
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? There's players that
1000%.
can.
Do you
There's
think?
different players that can.
Do you
But there's
think?
players that can't. They can't do it.
Do you
I
think that
agree.
is a result of trying to work out who can fit where into the system in the first few weeks?
No.
No,
I think we've had enough of Ollie Hollands playing in the back half though.
We had a
but
season
but
of
not
it.
playing like this though. Not playing like this. Again, you still got to put it
Joe,
into
can't
context
use the
of.
footy bloke.
I agree, mate. I was the one that said it on Thursday. I said this
And, like,
guy's
we're
got
playing Cooper
10
Lord-
more games to prove to me.
We've been playing Cooper Lord on the wing. Like if he's playing in the middle because you know what, whoever it is, you're not playing. And to be honest with you, he should be able to run through the midfield and play like half forward or whatever it
We were
is.
dying for a winger when Ollie Hollands came on, and he was just gaining territory.
I agree, and that
Correct.
should be his
Just
role.
gaining
And
territory.
I
And,
think
then we swapped that out for him to then be a halfback.
I think once Newman and Haynes come back into the side, there's no room for him in the back half, and I think you'll see him press up to a wing.
I don't care. I actually don't care. I don't care who's out. I just think you need to work it out another way.
I
than
think we
make
have
those
enough.
type of
I think we have
changes.
enough players on
Exactly.
the weekend, and even against Sydney, obviously against Sydney, but even on the weekend, for him to be able to play on the wing and not be able to spend time in the back half. We had Cooper Lord playing with a half-back flank at one stage, after a stoppage, after a set of bounce.
There
Yeah.
there
I'm
are
not joking.
some
We
there
did.
are some decisions that you just scratch your head at and go, why is this?
You
guy
look
in
at
that
the
position?
setup and you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Got a headache.
We'll go
Can't
to-
get a 666
We're not going
right
to do ins
either.
and outs this week. So anyone else?
don't.
We couldn't get a 666 right.
Anyone else with a question mark at the moment?
Player-wise,
Yeah. I know you've got one, so go.
No, I don't.
Why'd you give me that look for? Harry?
Not yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Not yet.
I think people have been very quick on Harry.
Just not
And I
yet.
think he had five shots a goal.
Yeah, not yet.
All right.
Not yet.
5 shots a goal. And I know that you're in the comments and you're
Hey,
saying it,
to
but
be
5
fair-
shots a goal and he's still getting his legs under him.
Oh, do you know who's
I just
question
want to
give
make
mark?
him-
sure
give him
on
time.
Lord, I'm not having a pot shot at Lord. Just,
No, I
yeah.
know.
I
I've
think he
got
actually should be
question mark.
playing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Question mark, big one. And I'm going to give you a moment in the game and you'll know the player. Picked up the ball last quarter, picked up the ball on the wing, shit himself, dropped it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say him as well.
Oh.
McGovern. Yeah.
McGovern.
they are asking, they have said
Yeah.
Gov.
Did they say-
I actually think Gov was pretty good. No. Outside of moments, because he always has moments, I actually think that's as effective as he's looked up forward for a long time. I think if he's going to play, he's not a defender because same argument with Ollie Hollands, disposal and decision making out of the back half. We need to get to an elite level. McGovern and Ollie Hollands out of the back half don't have that capability at the moment.
Well,
McGovern
Zach
in
Williams
particular.
was better forward. I
Agree.
thought Zach Williams was better forward than he was on the back half.
I think Gov up forward.
I don't think he can play
Gives
with
us-
how lively Williams was when we put him forward. I don't think you can play him off half back.
No, I agree. In 10 minutes, he had
I
more
think we
impact
got-
than.
I think we have a lot of forwards, though. That's the issue.
I know, but I think he's
You know
still
what?
out. His
Put him-
output's still good.
Bloke.
So his
bloke,
output's good.
Drop Fogarty.
Yeah, play him instead of Fogg.
Give Elijah a
Yeah,
spell
no,
in
you
a
could
couple
do
of
that,
weeks if he
but
needs to.
then
Put him
when
forward.
This one burning.
when
Bring in
Evans
Boyd.
and Burns-
Bring in Boyd. Bring in Boyd as another runner off halfback that can kick.
No, I agree.
Can anyone
Bring in Sard when he's
Hey,
back and tell
can
Sard you're
someone
off the
ask-
leash. You're off the leash. Go
We're trying
run.
to find
Off the
Boyd at
leash.
the moment, aren't we? We're looking for
Sard.
him. Jordan Boyd.
He's
We
on
haven't-
milk cartons.
We're trying to find him. We can't find him.
He's on
To be
milk
fair,
cartons.
Sard's probably another one.
Oh, no. I
be
don't think
honest
he
with you.
shouldn't be gifted a game.
Question mark.
Question mark.
Huge.
Massive. Boyd, can someone please ask the club?
Where is he?
No, not where he is. What the hell
Whose
has
dog
he
did he
done?
kill?
What has he done not to be able to play? Can someone please tell
Like
me?
he was on the team sheet. They couldn't find him.
Mate, we brought him back 3 years ago when we were playing in the prelim.
Prelim.
We brought him back
one of the
because he
best
was
on
injured.
ground.
He came back for the prelim to play. He was one of the better players on the ground,
seriously
and
one
then
of the
hasn't
best
been
on ground.
cited ever
He
since.
must have tried
Can
to.
someone please tell me?
I think there's a few players that are going to shape that come round
All
3.
players who can kick.
I think come round 3 after the bye, this team's going to look very different. I think there's going to be players that come back in. Newman, Haynes, Evans, in particular, those three.
No,
are going to
for
give
sure.
us a different look. It's going to mean that we can push players up the ground from the back half with Newman and Haynes.
Do you reckon Young will go forward and then?
No, I
pinch it
don't
in the
think
ruck?
so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Look, just on Gov, if we're going to play him, we'll play him as a forward. I've seen enough now for the 2 weeks.
To be fair, I think in our best side though, I actually don't think he plays.
He probably doesn't in our best team, no.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to play him, he's a forward. Gov. Right? That's pretty clear to me.
So
Yeah, I
what are we
think
doing off season?
I think.
Stop.
Shit.
All right, what about the good? Just quickly. to
Jagger
finish.
Smith.
Jagger was
We're
good.
on Jagger watch. Weren't we?
Yeah.
We're counting his touches. I think everyone was. There was two kids behind us as well. They were doing the same.
Only two. There's a few people
Yeah,
around
I
us.
know.
My worry,
He's special.
My worry with him, Harry Dean was good as well. I like his attack on the foot. He's got that tenacity.
I think Lord was decent as
Lord
well.
was good. I mean, all the new faces. Florent kept at it all night. Haywood kept at it all
Hey,
night.
he's got a bit
Ainsworth.
of. Hey, Florence got a bit
yeah,
of.
bit of C
great-
in
Yeah,
it.
he does.
Third
bit
letter.
of C.
Third letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
I like it.
Well, he
all
gave,
the new faces
What's his name? Eclipse.
look different. What I implore anyone, you boys, next game, when it goes against us, because it will at some point in the next game, just watch the new faces compared to the old, and you'll see the difference in their output
Oh, this
when it's
stark
going against
contrast.
us.
Yeah.
My concern is how long is it going to take for them to fall into the same habits?
Well, that's the concerning part. But can we
Seriously.
sing praises
I don't
to
think it'll take too long.
boys? Can we sing
I
praises?
agree. I
Listen,
agree.
Jagger, we can obviously talk about all night. Matt Carroll,
Yeah, he's a good player, man.
Matt Carroll good.
Matt Carroll.
Takes the game on. Needs to play.
His left foot.
He's-
Lockie
he's
Cowan,
another one.
Lockie
Like,
Cowan
imagine if you
probably
have
needs a block.
him. Imagine if you have him,
What about
Boyd.
What about again, Mark Pitt?
Oh, so I wanted to finish on him. Is there anyone else before we get
Just
to
go
it?
Pitter.
Can I just say, I think Crips, outside of missing those shots at goal, he actually had a very good game. No, he did. That was.
But there was moments as a
There's
leader
two-
where he needed
yeah,
to stand up and
moments.
didn't.
I agree. Moments he needs to stand up.
Crucial
a little bit more.
moments let us down.
Agree, but his game as a whole was good.
I need
It
more.
was good.
I need more from him.
Agree.
I need more from Walsh.
If he
I need more
converts
from
two of
Hewitt.
those goals, we're sitting here going, "How good's that from the captain?" Right? It's probably just moments.
There was
from
that big.
Crips.
There was the big one in the fourth. Was it fourth where he had that set shot?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
That's a big moment.
I think if he can just step up in moments again like he was, his game will look a lot better. If you look at his game outside of those moments, he was very impactful on the weekend. He actually was. So, last one.
Peardo.
This guy, we have sung his praises. Big
Hit.
To be fair, Jules, he looks more mobile this year than what he has in the past.
I'll-
Do you agree?
He looks healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I want to say mobile.
It's
He looks
obviously
healthy.
it's obviously helping that his body and he looks like
My
he's
big
firing
question
in good
mark
nick,
is
right?
he won't last a season.
Well, can he?
No,
You don't think?
don't.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Has he ever?
I want you to be able
No.
to find these stats.
But he
'cause
looks, but his body, he does look fit.
I know.
I want
He's
you
as
to-
fit as I've seen.
How old is he now?
28, maybe 27.
I want you to find these stats. Okay, if anyone knows on Pito, what's his first half to second half stats?
What do you,
From
in
hit
terms
outs
of what?
Or just everything?
Just in terms of like key attributes, like key stats for a
What are the
ruckman.
key
Didn't
stats?
he kick two in the first?
What
I
key
dunno.
stats do you want? I'll find it. What do you want?
Whatever.
Well, what do you want?
Hit outs to advantage, goals, maybe score involvements. I don't know, tackles, whatever
So
it
he
is.
had 5 score involvements in the first quarter. He had 2 in the second.
He would have had like 0.
And then, we had 12 shots at goal. Like, sorry, 7 shots at goal in the second half.
So we had 0, probably.
Well, 1 in the third. And none in the
It's
last.
1 goal and a half of football.
Yeah, I mean,
Scoring
no one had
That's what I'm
score
saying.
involvements in the second
But
half.
what other go hit outs?
Hit outs for the game. He
Can you go
attended
quarter by quarter?
50 ruck contests, had 25 hit outs for the game.
You go quarter by quarter or not?
First
on
quarter,
that?
he had 7. Second quarter, he had 5.
So 12. So half.
So he halved it. Yeah.
Half. Okay.
So like,
I'm just trying to say, like,
What's
I
his
don't know.
What's his output when we're doing shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
how's this one from Hunter? He's tied with Charlie in the race for the Coleman at the moment. It's actually true.
He actually is.
It's,
How many
no,
kicked
actually,
five?
he's kicked more. Charlie didn't kick a goal on the
Pito's kicked
weekend.
four.
Pito's kicked 4. I think he's one ahead of Charlie at the moment. Fucking hell. He's 29 this year, by the way.
And for a ruckman, it's still like 5-6 years in.
That's
Like,
not bad.
still
So I'm
5
just saying
years.
my health, his health,
And this is the one that he played 74% time on ground on the weekend,
is
which
probably
is
right.
about as high as I can remember for Pito in
Well, I'd
recent
probably
memory.
say you'd probably keep it around that.
Yeah, 75
Yeah.
to 80%. He doesn't need to play
You're
more
not
than
playing
that.
more than that.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
No way.
Trust
No.
me, Pito ain't the fucking problem at the moment.
No, definitely not.
He is getting us going at stoppage better than Tom ever did last year. Honestly, better than Tom could last year.
Tom didn't play last year. He's emotionally.
Better than Tom even did the year before, to be honest. Effective. Actually, here's a stat, and this is what we have spoken about on this podcast for a long time with Tom. Okay? We spoke about how ineffective the clearance work was. Yeah?
Yep.
Pito, in terms of effective... Oh, there was a stat on it today. He's top something in the comp over the first 2 weeks for effective clearance success rate. It's like top 5 or 4 at the moment.
If I was Peter, I'd be asking for a pay rise.
Remember when we signed him on $500,000 a year for 4 years? Everyone was up in arms.
Yeah.
Do you know how cheap that contract looks now?
I know.
All right, that's pretty much it. Anything else to say about the game? Anyone else you want to touch on? We've been going for an hour.
No,
so.
we've done well. Just give me my not happy.
Can I get an early read? There's no preview because we've got to buy next week. Thank fuck.
I know.
Can I get an early read on what you think is going to happen against Melbourne and North the next 2 weeks? Did you watch either of those teams today?
I did.
Did you? What do you think?
Melbourne will lose. We'll lose
And
against Melbourne.
I think
North. Like, they were good today.
They were good
Don't get
today.
me wrong,
But
they
Port
were good
bad.
today.
Port were very bad.
But
today.
they're another team that can be very... Like, I think
Yeah,
that's
obviously
their,
they're
that's their
they're a
up.
younger side.
Yeah, yeah.
obviously,
So they'll be inconsistent as well. I'm probably more worried about the Melbourne game.
I'm more worried about North only because of the way in which they can move the ball.
I
with the
agree
players
with
they
you.
have
Yeah, when they
compared to
do
Melbourne.
get going.
But Melbourne today moved
but-
the fucking football
And
fast.
not only that, they've bought in
Jules.
Jules.
Yeah, but I think North's players are better to be able to do it.
No. Jules.
No, they
what
were
I,
good, man.
What I saw
I'm
from
telling
Melbourne
ya.
today scares the
Yeah.
fuck out of me for 2 weeks. They
Melbourne.
moved the fucking
Who's
football.
moving the ball for them?
Latrell Pickett
Yeah, he
looks
was a
like
joke.
Yeah,
he
I-
has been playing for 10 years at the level.
Yeah, he's a joke.
Latrell Pickett, Cozzy
Where was he
Pickett,
playing?
Ed Langdon,
What position?
even Harvey Langford
Harvey
has
Langford
had
was
like some
ridiculous.
sort of leg speed about him as an inside
One of my
mid.
friends, the Melbourne
It
supporter.
scares me, bloke.
One of my friends, the Melbourne
Genuinely
supporter,
scares
and
me.
they said to me, "Watch Harvey Langford this year."
Yeah, no.
And I watched him, and I was like,
The
"This
guy's
kid's a freak."
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy good. I am very worried about Melbourne.
Melbourne for
in
me.
2 weeks.
Melbourne for me. I'm more worried about the North, just purely off what I've watched.
Tell you what I'm
That's
not
it.
worried about. St Kilda. They look diabolical.
Yeah, they're nowhere.
And TDK did fuck all today, by the way.
Okay, he's collecting his
He's gonna get fucked.
wage, man.
Yes,
With
Yeah,
St
it's
Kilda,
great.
you stop Wang and Eve Miller.
he can't be stopped. He was fucked today. as
Was
well.
he?
I think
Yeah.
he kicked 3.
Yeah.
I think he
Wait, but they stopped. Collingwood stopped him.
Nah, but you should see the way that he was running. Did you?
Yeah,
did
he
you
just
watch it?
the burst. He's burst.
In terms of the, you know what Ross? I think what Ross Lyon has said to the team.
just run for.
He's just they're in the change room and they go, just get it to him because
but, you know what they-
from literally the kick-ins, he'll take the kick in, he'll just run, get the handball.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
kick, he keeps running. Next handball
He gets
received
like 4
all the way to the
possessions.
forward
Yeah.
half.
He gets like
It's
4 possessions.
crazy.
He's that good, man. It's a
It's
joke.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's what Jagger will be doing.
Well, he was in the first half. Go watch it. Go
Oh, I-
watch Jagger
I was there. I
watch
saw.
Jagger in the first half.
I saw.
He was doing what Naz was doing today. Maybe not to the extent
No,
of
he-
Naz, but he was doing it. Nah, he was. Yes.
Yeah,
He
I was
not
there,
like
next
not
to
like
yous.
Nas is different quality because he can
Because
actually
how he can run.
Nah, but just his kicking ability is a joke
Yeah,
too.
he's been there for 3-4 years at the level. All right.
Keep calm. Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10.
Not happy, Jan!
No.
For anyone that hasn't seen this is where Dan just tees off.
Yeah.
on Carlton.
And this
no,
is where-
on things
this is where-
outside of Carlton.
So so the segment's not happy, Dan. Yeah, where I just say where I'm angry about things. Yeah. And then you guys judge it and go, I probably wouldn't, but it's not your segment.
No, well, we sit here and we work out whether or not he's lying, firstly,
It's not.
because he's lied a few times, true?
Yeah.
And it's
Okay,
been confirmed
so
by
I was gonna
Lauren.
agree.
It's actually been confirmed by Lauren that you've lied. And secondly, whether or not it's something to get upset about in the first
Oh.
place.
Today, golf. All right. Rocked up
No
6:30. Actually, wasn't one, but yes.
Oh, it's not even that.
No, I told you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, well, yeah. So what Jules said was had to walk 18 holes because there was about maybe can't tell you how many people were there, but only had buggies for like 3/4 of the group. Yeah, and it was hot today as well. The worst part was we get there early. All right, start playing. 9 holes completed. We thought get something to eat. Hadn't eaten anything yet. It's probably around 10:30, 11. All right. Now the soccer club booked out the whole golf club for that period, yeah, because they played at Ambrose. All right. Went to go get some food. Hey mate, what have you got available? He goes, yeah, no worries. Just sausage rolls and pies. Went to grab one. I thought, well, that's all I'm gonna eat. Yeah, I didn't want a chocolate bar. Cold.
Oh,
Cold.
okay.
Well, he didn't say hot pies or
He said
Okay.
sausage
He
roll.
just
All right.
says-
All right. Here we go. Irrespective, cold. I know you always have some bullshit rebuttal. You've got a group of over 60 people. How are you not putting pies and sausage rolls in there from literally the time we get there?
I agree with that. Did you ask to heat it up?
No, Joe.
So you just ate it.
No, I didn't grab anything.
So you grabbed it and because it was cold. You thought, fuck it.
Left it. I didn't want to get salmonella.
So you didn't say, can you just heat these up? They're a bit cold.
Bloke, got to go back on the course. Why would I do that? Then I got to wait. You can't heat it up like that.
No, that's fair enough too.
Yeah.
All right, that one I'll give you.
You can't heat up sausage rolls like that, can you?
in the microwave, no?
No.
Can you come close? Look how far away this guy sits from the mic. And then they tell me his mic's cut down.
Let's
as soon as
finish it
he's
up.
over
Let's go.
there. No, that one's fair. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
All right. If you haven't joined the Patreon, join before next week. We'll be giving exclusive previews to Patreon members after the show. From now on, previews being the game after. Links in the video description. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. I'm sick of saying go Blues, so I'm not going to do that anymore. How do you want to sign off from now on? Get fucked.